Listen up. In my last video I posted, I ranked every Shrek song from all 4 of the Shrek movies. Currently, there's going to be the 5th, we all know about that. And in that video, I briefly mentioned something. That something being a Shrek Rave. Who want to mob with me to go to the Shrek Raves coming up? But not only that, but also mentioning my intentions of going to the Shrek Rave. But I want to go. I want to try and go. That is my mission. Well, ladies and gentlemen, about almost 3 weeks ago, by the time I'm recording this, at the end of August, that day finally came. You heard it right, folks. I went to a Shrek Rave.
In the morning, I'll make it waffle, 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 waffle. I'll make it.
So I first heard about the Shrek Rave back when Shrek 5 was announced, and a day later I see a post talking about Shrek 5, and in that post the next slide showed dates of Shrek Raves happening across the states. And I saw one of the dates and I looked at it just like, I don't know why, but it's calling to me. It's calling for me to go to this. And after that thoughts, that's when I thought of the idea of making that Shrek ranking video. And I'm not gonna lie, I was a bit hesitant at first because I have never been to a rave before, so I didn't know what to expect. I've seen the crazy visual effects from the Shrek Raves, but that's all I had to go off of, and I didn't know what to expect other than that. Not only that, but the people that I invited were unfortunately busy, and now I'm sitting at the dinner table wondering what to do. And that's when my oldest sister mentioned something. She mentioned that her and 2 of her coworkers were going to go to, and I kid you not, the Shrek Rave. And it made me perk my ears, so I asked her, is it going to be this Shrek Rave? And she said, yep, it's gonna be that Shrek Rave. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's the Shrek Rave I was going to, or was planning on going to. So thank God it worked out in the end, because I, my sister, and 2 of our coworkers were going to go to a Shrek Rave. And thankfully I'm not gonna feel alone being the only person not having gone to a rave, because my oldest sister and one of her coworkers haven't been to a rave either, but the other coworker has been to raves before. But this is the first time we're all going to a Shrek Rave, so we're in for big hopes. Hey guys, so as I was putting up this green screen behind me, I realized I was wearing a green shirt, which isn't going to help out when I have to edit this bad boy later on. So I put on this red shirt. Hopefully you can focus on me and not the shirt that I'm wearing. Was the hair too much? So when it came to a costume, there were a couple that just came to my mind, 2 that remained consistent. Those being Gingy and Pinocchio. Now I could have gone as any of those 2, but that's not me. I don't want them to have a reaction being like, oh, he dressed up as that. That's pretty cool. I could have expected that one a mile away. Who would have thunk it? Am I right? No, I don't want that. I don't want to settle with the one that people are going to expect. I want them to expect the unexpected. I want the reaction to just be like, oh, ooh, 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 ooh. And out of all the choices so far, I decided on one of them, being the Big Bad Wolf. Now, just looking at this costume, I thought to myself, dressing up as Waluigi, Young Gravy, and even Napoleon Dynamite himself, I thought to myself, this is a costume that I could totally rock. But there were 2 things that also came to my head that made me not want to do this costume. One of those being flexibility. And what I mean by that is, how much is it going to limit me, because it's going to be covering from shoulders to toe from the nightgown. Another reason is that although it's a nice costume idea and that it would surprise people, I don't think it has the punch I'm looking for. And to piggyback on that one, I wasn't too sold on it. Then again, when it came to dinner, that's when it hit me. Well, my other sister thought of this idea actually. As I was contemplating my ideas of dressing up as the wolf, that's when my sister thought of this other character, G. Willikers. How did I not think of this character yet? No one was going to expect this character. And when I went on the dance floor to bust a fat move, people were going to be in awe. People were going to be shocked. People were going to love it. Who is that character I'm talking about? He's from Shrek the Third. He's a pretty iconic character from that movie. This character is the one, the only, the man, the myth, the wizard, Merlin. I finally found my costume. While this is a great idea, I ran into a few problems, few obstacles. If you were to go on Amazon right now and look for a Shrek the Third Merlin costume, you are not going to find a one-to-one recreation of that Merlin costume. One thing that will stand out is that his wizard robe isn't all the way down to the feet. It's all the way, oh god. It's all the way up here. It stops right here at the kneecaps. Another thing is that if you look up a wizard hat, you don't get the look that Merlin has. You get your basic wizard hat with a brim, and sometimes without a brim, or sometimes a mini brim. So you know what that means. It's time to make a DIY costume. And that's the best part, honestly. Some of these previous costumes that I mentioned have been DIYs. Like I said, Waluigi, Young Gravy, let's throw in another one when I dressed up as a suburban dad. First part I want to talk about is the socks. I had some socks pretty similar to it from church. Next came to his sandals, his flip-flops, his shoe wear, however you want to say it. I didn't have that, so I had to go looking around. And lo and behold, thank you Walmart. Glasses, beard, and bald cap. Easily knocked them all off in one go. One thing about the beard though is that the hair was a lot. It was a lot. Specifically, it was a lot around my mouth. So I had to do a little bit of a snipping and such around the beard, you know, just so I'm not bouncing up and down at the rave or taking a drink and then all of a sudden I got the beard hair in my mouth and I have that moment where I'm just like, it's everywhere. Get out. Oh god. I didn't want that moment. So we got all the features down. Now it came to the clothing. The drip. Now onto the hat. I was originally going to buy it with the 3 other items that I just mentioned. But then I ran into a little bit of a problem, you see. So this was the hat I was going to buy. It was a gnome hat, but it was still going to work with what I needed. See, the Shrek Rave, it was going to happen on August 31st. This hat wasn't going to arrive to me until late September to early October. See where the problem is? So now I'm trying to think of what to do. Then I found this Hogwarts hat. Not the right color, but I can figure it out. I can make it work. And as we were waiting for the hat, we can focus on the main piece, the robe. Unfortunately, there wasn't a gown that I could use that would be all the way to the length that I needed it for. So we just had to find a nightgown close enough to the color that I want, and then just go from there. And I did. Again, thank you, Walmart. Now, when it comes to my DIY skills, I'm not going to be good at this part. I don't know how I'm supposed to make this look good with my abilities. But then again, at the dinner table, another occurrence came in clutch. Someone offered their help to make this costume come to fruition. So who is this person? Who is this person that actually helped me get it to its final look? The person that offered their help to make this costume what it looks like now is none other than my mom. My mom is the reason why this costume looks magnificent. So yeah, my mom offered to help make this costume, and let me tell you, she was freaking pumped for this, man. So it was decided she was going to be the one to put it all together, and I was going to be the one to buy all the product that she needs to make it look like that. After that, we just need to put some gold ribbon on the end of the sleeves, neck, and bottom of the robe. And then I also bought some gold Sharpie to do the little magic symbols or whatever Merlin has on his robe. But my mom went a step further. The little drawings you see here on this gown, they're actually Greek letters. For those who don't know, my family is Greek. And yes, all the stereotypes you see on My Big Fat Greek Wedding are true. Not only that, but my mom put another Easter egg on top of that Easter egg, being that on my right sleeve, you can spell my name in Greek, which is Michali. Now, unfortunately, that one gold Sharpie that I bought did run out, but my mom thought ahead, which is where she just put some extra bezazzle, some extra sparkle, some extra wizardy little ribbons on it to just give it that little pop. So we did the same thing to the wizard hat, and there it was. The costume was finished. And wow, it looks pretty freaking good, doesn't it? My mom was happy with the final look. I was happy with the final look. I felt like a true wizard. That could be interpreted wrong. I felt like a true Shrek character. There we go. I felt like I was in Shrek. One problem that did come with the costume is that the hat wouldn't go down all the way. This is what I mean. Here's the hat, and I'm pushing it down, and now it's off. It's off. It falls off. So what we did to combat this little issue is that we just got some double-sided tape, put it on the hat, and then when I put the hat on the bald cap, it would stick onto the bald cap. It didn't stay on for all the night, but it stayed on for a surprising amount that I didn't even expect. Plus, Merlin's been seen with or without the hat, maybe even more without the hat, so the hat is just an extra cherry on top. But the best part about it, even with the gown, I can still get down and boogie. Now back to me sitting down. Thank you, Standing Up Me, for that very long and detailed explanation about the costume. Oh, see, the hair got in my mouth. Oh god, no. Oh god. Yeah, see what I mean? Okay, take it off. Oh, it's still in there. Okay. Anywho.
This is a Swamp production. Yeah, grew up Shrek and a donkey.
I see some soldiers from far away. They trying to tell me this is their swamp.
No, donkey. This is my swan. My swan. Yeah, donkey. This is my swan. My swan. Yeah, donkey. This is my swan. My swan. Yeah, donkey. This is my swan. My swan. Yeah.
Me and my sister were ready to go, prepped in our costumes, me being Merlin and her being the fairy godmother. And just an FYI, she had a wig, it just got ruined. And as we were driving there, we were so freaking hyped for it, and we had our what ifs, you know? What if it's not as we thought it would be? What if it's freaking packed? What if a cop pulls us over, and as I roll down the window, he looks in and he sees two magical creatures driving the car? What do we do there? We got there a bit earlier before the Shrek Rave started, just because so we can get some parking. We were gonna meet the two other co-workers there, them being Puss in Boots and the other one being Felonious. And as we got to the place where the Shrek Rave was being held at, everybody was talking about their costumes, you know, the few people that were there early as well. But when it came to me, they all looked and stared. They were just... They were in shock, to say the least. They didn't say their reactions, but I could tell from them they're being like, oh my god, that's freaking Merlin. That's the wizard man from Shrek the Third. Once it finally hit the time for the Shrek Rave to start, we all entered in with our wristbands and such. We grabbed a drink and waited for the festivities to really get going. The venue was a good decent size for what it was supposed to be. A few minutes later, the festivities, the music got going. The DJ pulled like a wide variety of stuff. Memes, classic 80s and 90s jams, lines from the Shrek movies, songs from the Shrek movies, you name it, it was there. The first song he played was All Star, I believe, in its entirety. He also played a remix of the Me channel music as well. He had that remix of when Shrek said, "What are you doing in my swamp?" You know, he had that as well. I missed the visual effects. I was in the bathroom when this happened. I missed the visual effects of like the Shrek head going bazonkers. I missed it because I was in the bathroom and I was so upset. I was in the bathroom while I was playing and I heard it and I was like, God. Not only that though, I got to go on stage twice. That was pretty cool. Throughout the night, he was calling here and there on people that wanted to come onto the stage, and he was picking people at random. I was one of the first groups that got to go on and one of the last groups to go on, and I freaking rocked it. I know people love that costume. I was freaking busting a move and people were like, oh shit, look at him go. It was cool. It was so freaking cool. Top 3 song moments that the DJ played. Number 3 being I Need a Hero, and he had people on stage, one of them being Fairy Godmother in that red dress. That was sick. And she had a wand. She had a wand, by the way. That was pretty freaking cool. Also, thank you to her for giving me some clips to use for this video. I didn't have that many, so it really did help out with the clips that she gave me. Just thought I should mention that. Okay, I'm gonna go now. Bye-bye. Number 2 was when they played I'm a Believer, the Eddie Murphy cover. And the DJ gave the mic to one of the guys, and he just freaking rocked it. He poured his whole heart out to it. I don't think you really hear his voice. I think you just heard everybody chanting I believe. But the best one, by far, no contest, was when he played Hallelujah, and I believe through its entirety as well. Everybody just got their phones and just turned on the lights, and we just had a moment. But now that I briefly went through a few songs, I want to go through the costumes now. And there was a lot of costumes there, which was pretty cool. Going through the ones that you saw a majority of people dress up as, you have Shrek, Donkey, a lot of Three Blind Mice as well. You had some Farquaad as well. One of the people though that dressed up as Farquaad dressed as the musical version with the little like legs as such. So that was awesome. I believe he also used it as a mic at one point. Some uncommon ones were also like the dragon, Puss in Boots, a few Fairy Godmother as well, though one of them actually had the blue long dress that she wears for majority of the film. So by going from the red dress to the blue dress, it felt like you just saw a shiny Pokemon at that point. There were also a few people that dressed up as Fiona, though it felt like a majority of them were men. Nice. Now we get into more of the rarer ones. There were 3 Felonious there, that's including the co-worker. And I should mention before I go on, the one that dressed up as Felonious was the one that has been to race before. And one of the things about the culture is these bracelets, or candy is another way of saying it. And she wanted to know what everybody was dressing up as beforehand, like me being Merlin. So if the camera can focus real quick, you can see from the little lettering, it says Buzz Buzz. Because that one scene in Shrek the Third where Merlin's just kind of meditating and he's going like buzz, buzz. I saw 2 Gingy there, one being in the gingerbread costume and the other one had like a big Gingy head. So I want to say that one was Mongol. And now, as much as I want to say I was the only Merlin there was someone else that dressed up as Merlin. Wasn't to the same scale as mine, but we both looked at each other, locked eyes, gave ourselves a nod, dabbed each other up as out of respect because we both dressed up as someone no one would thought of. We both gave each other mutual respect for dressing up as this underrated character. And while we're on the Merlin costume, there was a lot of people that came up and just complimented the costume, wanted to take a photo or video of me with the costume. I kid you not, I think about a dozen people came up to me to take a picture and a video with me, and I think like 2 people asked if I was a cosplayer, and I told my mom that part about people thinking that I'm a cosplayer because of this costume and how good it looks, and my mom was super happy. She thought that was sick. So to the people that said that, my mom thanks you. Thank you. Like, that was honestly sick. I'm glad people love that costume, man. I'm so hyped for it. And now we get on to the one-of-a-kind ones. There was one guy that dressed up as the Big Bad Wolf, one guy that dressed up as the musical version of Pinocchio. Very good. That was a good costume, by the way. Like that. Ooh, one that I didn't even realize until looking through the footage that my sister took of me on stage was there was one guy dressed up as Harold from when, you know, during the Royal Ball when he had that armor and such. I didn't realize that. I'm pretty sure that's what it was, because why would he just dress up like that for no reason? It had to be that. No Prince Charming, by the way. That one surprised me. No 3 Little Pigs either. That was surprising as well. No one dressed up as Hook. No one dressed up as Rumpelstiltskin. One I didn't see, but my sister did, was someone dressed up as Human Shrek. Not just Human Shrek. Human Shrek from when they raided those wealthy people and he put on that first red costume with the powdered wig. He dressed up as that. I missed that. And that's all the costumes I can think of at the top of my head. Pretty good costumes. They were great. The whole thing lasted about 4 hours and we stayed throughout the whole rave. After the rave was over, we got to talk to the DJ for a bit. The guy was sick. He had a great time. It was his first time actually doing one in Texas, and he might do one again later in November, so definitely have to go to that one. Huge shout out to the DJ. His Instagram's going to be in the description below. Galactic Effect. He loved the costume as well, so that's another reason why you should give him a follow. And then once that was over, we got back in the car, drove home, went to sleep, and lived happily ever after. Is what I would say, but then my sister wanted to get Jack in the Box, and it took a fat minute to get our food from Jack in the Box because it was about to close, and I wanted to go home, but she was starving. Ooh, ha, sorry, didn't mean to scare you there. Anywho, here's the costume. Here's me wearing it again, live now. Sorry, I'm just gonna see. Look at the legs. Look at this. I didn't even realize the fucking legs weren't showing. Oh my god, you just see a little bit of my shin. That's funny. That's funny. Almost as funny as how long this video is taking me. I have a haircut now at this point. Sick fit, am I right? So what are my final thoughts after having gone to a Shrek Rave? It was pretty freaking cool. The atmosphere was chill, had some nice drinks. I don't think they did any themed drinks, and if they did, I just didn't look at it, didn't pay attention, unfortunately. DJ was chill, music was good, the going on the stage was fun. The people that also came to the rave were also great. I remember like some people gave me some glow sticks to put on myself. Me and these few other guys tried making a conga line. Didn't work out as well as we hoped, but we tried, and that's all what matters. Shout out to me and those 3 guys because we did good. We did good. Oh shit! The hat fell down. Oh god. And hairs in my mouth. Hairs in my mouth again. Oh god. If I were to rank my experience, it would probably be a 10 out of 10. Definitely a good beginner's rave for me. If you haven't gone to a rave and you see one that kind of interests you and you're debating about going to one, definitely give it a shot. Probably go with like some friends, family, coworkers even, whatever to make this first experience good and just comfortable for you so that you don't feel like you're just kind of you know? Like, it was awesome going with my oldest sister and her 2 coworkers, because later on in the night I felt like I just want to go into the crowd and just freaking and just get loosey-goosey and hang out with everybody else that was there. My pinky was up. That was really fancy of me to hold this mic up. But that's enough of me standing up. Now back to me sitting down a day ago from this. Cool. Thank you, Standing Up Me, for taking the spotlight again. But other than that, that's where the video is going to end. Thank you guys for watching this little talk of me going to the Shrek Rave. Let me know in the comments below if you've been to a rave before, or even a Shrek Rave before, your thoughts, your experience on going to one. Or even let me know if you went to the one that I specifically went to, because if you saw one dressed up as Merlin, dripped head to toe, that was me. That was me, baby. Also, subscribe, as that'll put a smile on my face. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to go on Amazon to look for the elusive Heinz Shrek ketchup bottle. But, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, bye.
My swan, yeah, donkey, this is my